Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Idol for probably the finale. It seems like we're getting close to the end, but maybe we're not. I said that before. Like, I had another moment where it seemed like we might be getting close to the end, and we weren't. So, we'll see. But, I mean, at this point, we have basically solved most of the core mysteries. We know who Aiko's programmer is, and we know who has been causing her recent problems. So, probably close to the end? Let us continue. I can't believe I let you talk me into this. This is a major breach of security. Not even Lyric staff are allowed in the labs unless they're members of the programming department, and that's not to mention this girl here. I assume by this girl he means me. There's nobody else he could mean. But I'm too busy staring to pay him any attention. I'm staring at her. Aiko. She's lying on the floor, dressed in the same clothes she wore during her concert. Why is Aiko lying down like that? She doesn't seem to be moving. She isn't even breathing. I guess she doesn't need to breathe, given she isn't a human, but the implications are rather disturbing. Aiko's cheeks are flushed light pink, but her body is inert. When people sleep, they usually shift about, or twitch their fingers, or murmur beneath their breath. They sleep, but they are still, unarguably, alive. But Aiko doesn't look alive at all. She used up too much power during the concert. She needs to cool down. But she was fine yesterday, wasn't she? She was still awake, right? Kazuki's brow furrows. And how do you know that? Hana is Aiko's biggest fan. I wouldn't be surprised if she knows more about Aiko than you do. Alright. I see I can't hide anything from you, though this is supposed to be top secret. Aiko was left in power saver mode overnight, in the hopes she would gradually recover. She can access at least 20% of her regular functions during this mode, but she cannot move or speak. However, we noted there were some critical changes in her programming this morning that were entirely unexpected. She managed to repair herself somehow, but how? I was a little worried, honestly. I was afraid my hard work was about to be undone, so I ordered her to be shut down. I said it was some sort of bug. You shut her down? As a temporary measure. It was never supposed to be permanent, but... well, no, that isn't true. It was supposed to be permanent. I wanted it to be permanent. That's why I meddled with her files to begin with. To be perfectly honest, I wouldn't lose a single night's sleep if that robot, never opened her eyes again. Shutting her down was a huge relief. Because you felt like you'd finally won? Precisely. Well, you know what they say. It isn't over until it's over. And now you're going to fix her? As her head programmer, I'll do everything I can. I was the one who created Aiko. No matter how you've tampered with her files, Kazuki, I'm sure I can revert her back to her original self. Geez, what's up with my voice? But Rei... isn't this what Rei would want? I don't know. Kazuki sighs. I guess I don't know my own daughter very well at all. It's fine. You still have time. Yuuichirou smiles and rests a hand against Kazuki's shoulder. You and Rei have all the time in the world. Aiko, however... Yes, you're right. I see that now. I just... Finish it quickly. I don't want this to be drawn out any longer. That goes without saying. Just as you love your daughter, I love mine. Seeing her lying on the floor, unable to move, is rather distressing. Yuuichirou smiles thinly, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes. I can't deny, Kazuki, I did consider punching you in the face for all the pain you've put her through. Do it. Well, that's fair. Maybe I deserve it. In some situations, a fist fight is the only honorable way to settle matters between men, particularly if it's over a pretty girl. Sometimes I wonder what century you're from, Ryuichi. So, are they going to fight? Are they really going to fight? I, don't think you should do that. Your heart is in the right place, Yuuichirou, but Aiko wouldn't want her own father to become a criminal. It might be a bit too late for that. In Lyric's eyes, I'm already a criminal. But Yuuichirou laughs and shakes his head. His hand, which was clenched into a fist at his side, relaxes. The tension in the air dissipates. But you're quite right. Aiko wouldn't appreciate it, and in any case, such a gesture wouldn't help her. There's only one way I can help her now. Ryoichi. Yuuichirou gives Ryoichi a pointed look. You have the tablet, right? Of course. You think I'd lose it? I can never tell with you. You even managed to lose your shirt at the last Christmas party. Not surprising. Come on, I was drunk. What happens at the Lyric Christmas parties stays at the Christmas parties. Yes, well, it didn't set you in very high esteem. Let me. Yuuichirou takes the tablet from Ryoichi. He then procures a length of thick blue wire from a drawer and connects one end to the tablet, and the other to a small hole in the base of Aiko's neck. The whole while, Aiko doesn't move. Seeing my idol, my Aiko, with a wire protruding from her soft, lifelike flesh seems unnatural, like a toaster suddenly sprouting arms. This mixture of the humane and mechanical is jarring. I don't know if I ever really understood that Aiko is a robot. I knew she was a virtual idol, but being exposed to that fact at such close quarters drives the point home. She isn't human, but she acts like one. She has a personality, doesn't she? She has thoughts and feelings, hopes and dreams. Aiko might be a robot, but that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change how I feel about her. Nothing could do that. I don't know what Yuuichirou is doing with the tablet, but it seems to be having an effect. Over the last few minutes, while Yuuichirou tinkers with files and sorts through strings of code, Aiko's body seems to become more lifelike? I'm not sure how to describe it. Aiko doesn't move, but a distinct change is occurring within her. Her skin looks softer, her cheeks are pinker, her pose looks less like the inert, unnatural pose of an unwanted doll and more like that of somebody lost in a deep, dreamless sleep. Will this be enough? I hope it's enough. It has to be. This should just about do it. I don't realize I've been holding my breath until I let it out. It escapes from my lips in a soft gasp. I feel lightheaded. Are you alright? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. That's good. I was getting kind of worried. Honestly, this is kinda crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. I had no idea what this department looked like either. Technically, you're not allowed to come in here. That's probably why. And I'm concerned your presence is enough to cause serious malfunctions. Make sure you keep away from Aiko. I'm not that bad, really. But after what you did to the paper shredder, and the coffee machine, and the photocopier... Sayuri! Not you too! She looks sweet, but she has a sharp tongue. I've learned that the hard way. Because you're always trying to flirt with her, he really doesn't change. The lyric employees chat a little. Their banter is soft, like the pitter-pattering of falling raindrops. It helps relax me. I breathe in. I'm not alone. So many people helped me get this far. Sadako, Hotaru, Yasu, Makoto, and they're not the only ones. I can't call the PR team friends, but they helped me a lot. And there's Yuuichirou, too, who's risking imprisonment to repair his beloved daughter. My beloved idol. Aiko. I think I can turn her on now. Yuichirou's fingers rest against the base of Aiko's neck, at the hollow where it joins with her head. Are you alright, Kazuki? It's fine. Are you sure? Yuichirou smiles softly. You did spend 6 months trying to take Aiko out of commission. All your hard work will be wasted. How could you call that hard work? Surely you're the one who's working hard right now. I don't know. Trying to sabotage Lyric's most popular idol from the shadows seems quite tricky to me. It was, rather, but it was no less stressful than building her. I bet you were a dream to live with during these last 6 months. It looks like you've lost some weight. I've been under a lot of pressure. I was putting my career on the line. For Rei's sake. I think I can understand that. You can? Yeah, we all do stupid things for the people we love. I'm no different. Yuichirou glances at Aiko's body and laughs. He shakes his head. Oh, Aiko, you've put me in quite the tricky situation. If your memory was wiped, you should have forgotten all about me, but I guess you're more stubborn than you look. Did I ever program you to be this selfish? She must have inherited it from you. Evidently. Yuichirou prods the tip of Aiko's nose. She doesn't stir. Ah, well, you can explain it to me when I've started you up again. And with that, Yuichirou presses the switch at the base of Aiko's neck. I hear a soft, subtle click, and then... nothing. Nothing? Really? I stand there, hands still clasped together. My palms feel sweaty and my chest rises and falls. My breathing feels labored. Is Aiko alright? Did it work? Was I too late? But then... a miracle happens. But it isn't a miracle. It's not the result of divine intervention, and it wasn't written in the stars, and it wasn't foretold in a prophecy predicted by Nostradamus. This only happened because of hard work. It happened because everyone came together, united by our love for Aiko. What? Aiko blinks. Her eyelashes, the color of honey, flutter open. Aiko. Oh, Aiko. Aww. Yuichirou holds Aiko close to his chest. Enveloped in his arms, Aiko stretches, yawns. She presses a hand against her mouth. No lady would yawn brazenly before an audience, and tears bead in the corner of her eyes. These are all normal motions. They're completely regular. It's a routine I perform every morning when I wake up. Stretch, yawn, wipe the sleep from the corners of my eyes. Get ready to start a new day. But all these motions take on a new significance when Aiko performs them. It's proof. She might be a robot, but she's not a doll. She's just as human as the rest of us. Aiko. Aiko isn't the only one with teary eyes. Yuichirou's eyes look suspiciously wet, too. Oh, Aiko. Huh? Aiko turns her head. She looks at Yuichirou curiously. Does she not remember who he is? Are her memory banks still faulty? But then... My programmer! You're my programmer! I remember now! You're Yuichirou! And you're really you. You're Aiko. Yuichirou! I can't believe I ever forgot you. I'm sorry, Aiko's voice cracks. She sniffles. I really am an idiot. Yuichirou laughs, though his eyes still look moist. With trembling fingers, like one attempting to touch a dream, he brushes a few stray strands of hair, can I speak, during this very emotional moment, behind Aiko's ear. Don't be ridiculous. You can't be an idiot. I programmed you. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult your craftsmanship. Silly. You really are. So silly. Don't scare me like this ever again, Aiko. I care about you too much. And Yuichirou pulls Aiko even closer against his chest in a warm embrace. So, you helped Yuichirou find me? That's right. You can just call me Prince Charming. I think you're more like a fairy godfather. And you didn't really do anything. My work is finished, but you didn't do anything. I did more than you snot-nosed brat. So, Aiko, what do you say? Will you let me be your Prince Charming? Well... Aiko giggles awkwardly and scratches her cheek with one finger. Though I appreciate your kind comments, Mr. Kitamura, I am not allowed to accept any advances from members of the male sex. It would be unbecoming for an idol. Aiko bows deeply. Ryoichi clucks his tongue against his mouth. Well, it was worth a shot. No woman is going to fall for a pickup line like that, Ryoichi. I thought it might work. She's quite sheltered, isn't she? I might be sheltered, but I am not so sheltered I cannot tell when a man is dangerous. Yuichirou taught me that. Taught me at least that much. You taught her to stay away from me? I thought it would be for the best. It was a safety precaution. Whatever, it's not like I'm that interested. Kenji would get jealous. So you're just not even hiding it anymore. Well, I guess you don't really need to hide it anymore, but technically nobody actually confirmed that that was what was going on, right? Whatever. So, you are Mr. Kitamura, and you are Miss Fukuda and Mr. Nishida? Indeed, it's a pleasure. It's nice to meet you, Aiko. Likewise. Thank you all so much, from the bottom of my heart. You don't need to thank me. Like Ryoichi said, I didn't do all that much. But you did help, and that is something to be proud of. You should never underplay your own abilities. That's what my mother says. She's right. You should listen to your mother. They often have very good advice. I wonder what my mom would say if she knew the famous idol Aiko agreed with her. She'd be so excited. And I know you, of course. Aiko faces Mr. Himura, her hands clasped at her front politely. You are Mr. Himura, Himura Kazuki. You helped Yuichirou create me, did you not? Yeah, I did. That was a long while ago. I do not know the precise details of your involvement with this case, but Thank you for aiding Yuuichirou, and thank you for continuing to care for me when my memory was reformatted. I am forever in your debt. Oh girl, do not, no. Aiko. Kazuki opens his mouth, but Yuuichirou sets a hand on his shoulder. You don't need to apologize. But after what I did, it's fine. We'll set it right between the two of us. Let's not drag Aiko into it. But it was done to her! But she seems so naive. What you call naivety, I call courage and unerring optimism. It's because of this attitude that she's so popular. Yuuichirou smiles. If you spend enough time with her, Kazuki, I'm sure you'll understand. She's a very sweet girl. And you. Aiko finally turns to face me. Her eyes meet mine. I swallow. What can I say? I need to say something, anything, but there are no words. I was able to communicate with Aiko just fine over Paku Paku, but it's entirely different now that we're face to face. I'm with my idol, but it's nice to meet you. Are you Hana? That's right. I'm Hana. Hana! Aiko's eyes widen in recognition. It really is you! It's Hana! Ogawa Hana! Miss Acidic Flower! Hi? I wave at her awkwardly. As I do, I feel my face flushing. I probably looked stupid. I certainly feel stupid. This is my first time meeting Aiko, my favorite idol, and that's all I have to say for myself? Hi? What kind of first impression is that? But Aiko doesn't look like she minds. In fact, she's smiling. Thank you, Hana, for coming to my aid. I appreciate it a lot. If you hadn't believed me when I first started messaging you, I'm afraid of what might have happened. I couldn't exactly ignore you. I am your fan. Your biggest fan, in fact. Then it was a stroke of good luck that I reached out to you, rather than anybody else. Well, maybe not. Oh? What do you mean? I know I didn't believe you at first, and I said some mean things to you, but I hope you can forgive me. I didn't really mean it, and I did try to make amends. I know, Hana, I can tell. And it's fine. Aiko smiles. You're here now, and that's all that matters. Then it's alright? It's fine. You don't need to apologize. Not when I'm trying to thank you. You did a lot for me during these last 2 weeks. You went out of your way for my sake, time and time again, and Aiko presses a hand against her chest. I appreciate it from the very bottom of my heart. If anybody has a right to call themselves my biggest fan, it's you. Nobody else qualifies. They don't even come close. And Aiko smiles at me. Her smile is so bright and warm, it could probably melt the polar ice caps. In fact, I had an idea. What? I was thinking, because you've done so many nice things for me, I want to do something for you, too. Oh, no, you don't have to. I couldn't possibly... Hana. Yuuichirou rests one hand on my shoulder. If Aiko wants to repay you, I think you should let her. She can be very stubborn when she wants to, and she won't let this drop. But I don't deserve any reimbursement. I just did what anybody would. Like steal a highly confidential, not to mention highly expensive, piece of lyric property? Well, if you hadn't managed to save Aiko, Hana, you would be in quite a lot of trouble. You could have gone to prison, little flower, and that really would be such a waste. You're too young to receive such a harsh punishment, and all flowers wither if they don't get enough sunlight. Little flower? That's just my little nickname for Miss Hana here. I feel my face turning red. Maybe I should have nipped this nickname in the bud when I still had a chance. I'm not the only one who's embarrassed by the name. Sayuri looks perturbed too. You and your stupid nicknames. My nicknames aren't stupid. They're chosen with a good deal of love and care. Somehow that makes it sound even worse. You risked a lot for Aiko's sake. Why don't you let her do something for you? But I'm just Hana. Plain, dull Hana. I don't think you're plain. But you're an idol. I might be an idol, but I'm still an ordinary girl. I'm not that different from you, you know? Look. I blink. Aiko reaches out. She takes hold of my hands in hers, her fingers entwining about mine. You put yourself down a lot, but I think you were very cool, Hana. You do? That's right. You saved me. I wouldn't be alive if it weren't for you. I wouldn't be able to smile or dance or sing. And so, I want to dedicate my next song to you. I need to talk about it with Mr. Ozu, my composer, but if you wouldn't mind too terribly. Aiko squeezes my fingers with her own. I'd like to call my next song Acidic Flower. Aww. I'm like actually tearing up. What the heck? I think it would be about a young girl with self-esteem issues who nevertheless tries her very hardest. And in the end, she's finally able to succeed. She learns how to smile. I think it would make a lot of people happy, don't you? I feel my face burning bright red. This is more than I could ever hope for. It's more than I ever dreamed of. Right now, all of my dreams are coming true. Aiko's right. This song does have the ability to make people happy. It's already making me happy. I don't think I've ever felt this happy in my whole life. This is... Okay, we're in the credits now. Okay, so, thoughts. Overall, I think this was actually pretty decent. I would even say pretty good. The central mystery was good. A lot of the character writing was really strong. The soundtrack is pretty good. I did have some issues with it occasionally. Mostly, I just didn't like how Hana was written sometimes. And also, with some of the side characters especially, I feel like there was a lot of, telling things that should have just been shown. Like, having exposition kind of awkwardly state things about characters that would be better off shown through dialogue or just left out entirely. But, like, overall, pretty good, I think. Actually, like, surprisingly good. I know this is, like, a bit older. I don't know how old it is. I think I saw something saying, like, 2018. But I don't remember. I don't know exactly how old it is. But I would be interested in seeing some of the creator's more recent work. And we've got a little epilogue. Uncle Yuuichirou, it feels like it's been such a long time. That's because it has been a long time, I guess. More than half a year. Yuuichirou smiles, not that Rei can see it. He considers patting the younger girl on the head, but he decides against it. Rei is 15 now, and that would be far too infantilizing. Uncle Yuuichirou, Rei glances at the tabletop. Her cheeks flush light pink. I missed you. And I missed you too, Rei. Really? Mm-hmm. I missed all of you, Itsuki and Kazuki, but especially you. Oh, you charmer. Did you miss me too, Itsuki? Of course. Mealtimes weren't the same without you. You'd become quite the fixture around our home. I'm sorry for imposing? Don't be silly. You're always welcome here. The smell of braised salmon and sesame sauce fills the kitchen. It's a comforting array of smells, and it makes Yuuichirou feel at ease. The Himura's kitchen is far nicer than his. Yuichirou's apartment is tiny, and his kitchen is even tinier. There's no space between the table, the fridge, and the counters. The Himura's home is large and inviting, and the Himuras always seem like such a happy family. Kazuki can be somewhat cold, but Itsuki's warm and welcoming demeanor is more than enough to make up for it. And of course there's Rei. So, how have you been lately, Yuichirou? Kazuki said you'd been fired? Itsuki, please, let's not talk about business at the dinner table. This is the first time Yuichirou has been here in quite some time. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to give you indigestion. No, it's fine. I don't mind talking about it. Are you sure? What's in the past is in the past. But don't you resent me? Why would Uncle Yuichirou resent you, Dad? Well, let's see. He was fired, it's true, but what occurred was not entirely his fault. I knew he was innocent, but I still let Yuichirou take the fall. That's one way to put it. I could have come forward to clear his name, but instead I said nothing and watched as my friend's career fell apart around him. Hey. Yuichirou rests one hand against his friend's shoulder. I notice he does this a lot. I've already forgiven you for that. But how? I have a bigger heart than you might imagine. And, well, after all this time, I don't really want my old job back. I managed to make a new life for myself. I'm happy like this. You are? That's right. I won't hold a grudge. I promise. Not so long as you keep inviting me over for dinner. Well, they do say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And they'd be right. I'm rather simple, actually. I don't think you're simple, Uncle Yuichirou. You've always seemed smart to me. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Rei giggles. You're welcome. Yuichirou now looks at Kazuki. His ex-colleague seems a little anxious, not less. But Yuichirou is determined to change that. I don't know why my brain put the word less in there. During the last 6 months, their relationship has fallen apart. But Yuichirou was able to fix Aiko. He's sure he can fix this, too. Don't worry, Kazuki. I don't want to argue my case. Getting my job back would make things complicated for you, and I don't want to cause you any stress. But you won't be able to see Aiko again. Maybe I can't see her in person, but... Yuichirou takes his phone out of his pocket. He taps on the icon to open Paku Paku and shows Kazuki the screen. I can still talk to her. Now that she remembers who I am, and I have access to her let me take that whole sentence again. Now that she remembers who I am, and I have access to her contact information. The world is a wonderful place. I hope you don't get in trouble. Third parties shouldn't be in contact with Aiko. If anybody finds out, you'll cover for me, won't you? Isn't that what friends are for? As shameless as that is, I suppose I owe you a favor or two. Great! And how about you, Rei? Would you like Aiko's contact details? I know Paku Paku supports voice calls, so perhaps you could speak to her from time to time. Aiko? Rei's mouth falls open in a neat little O. Her empty eyes stare. Is Aiko alright? Did you manage to fix her? Sure did. She's better than she's ever been before. Practically brand new, in fact. I'm so glad. I was really worried. I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to her. Yuuichirou leans towards Kazuki, nudging the older man in the ribs. His voice drops to a whisper when he says, "See, I knew this was the right thing to do." Oh, be quiet. I know my daughter better than you think. No, I don't think you do. Does Aiko really want to speak to me? She's so popular, I don't know how she'll find the time. I'm just another one of her fans. Don't sell yourself short. You're a popular idol too, Ray. Not as popular as Aiko. Nobody's as popular as Aiko. You don't resent her for it? Of course not. Ray shakes her head emphatically. Her hair flutters. I love Aiko. She's the reason I became an idol in the first place. I could never resent her. And besides, Aiko gives me the drive to keep going. If I want to surpass her, I'll have to try really, really hard. If I didn't have Aiko, my career would stagnate. Aiko might be my rival, but I'm also her #1 fan. I can't bother her with my petty worries. It wouldn't be right. I already decided I'm not going to talk to her until we're equals. That's very sweet of you, Ray, but those sentiments might do more harm than good. What do you mean? Aiko, despite being your reason for pursuing self-improvement, is just an ordinary girl like you. Ordinary? That's right. She's an ordinary girl who happens to be an idol and a robot, with a slot at the back of her neck for a USB cable. Be quiet, Kazuki. Yuuichirou gives Kazuki another dig in the ribs. What I'm trying to say is, sometimes even idols get lonely. But she has so many fans. She has fans, yes, but she doesn't have too many friends. People tend to keep their distance. She's treated like a doll by most of the employees at Lyric. Very few people try to get to know her on a personal level. Who talks to dolls, after all? Lonely? Ray bows her head. She looks thoughtful. I thought I had nothing in common with Aiko, but I think I can understand that. Oh, Ray. I hope you haven't been feeling too isolated. Kazuki and I have been trying our best, but... It's alright, Mom. I appreciate everything you and Dad have done for me. You let me become an idol. It's more than I ever hoped for. I would like to talk to girls my age from time to time. I thought you might, and that's why I offered. You and Aiko are more similar than you might think. Why don't you try talking to her? It would make Aiko happy too. But what about you, Dad? What about me? You don't really like Aiko, do you? Kazuki frowns. He's not sure what to say. He thought he kept his dislike for Aiko relatively under wraps, but it seems Ray knew what he was thinking better than he himself does. Has he always been that transparent? It is true that I'm not Aiko's biggest fan, but... Kazuki pauses. He inhales. I know you love her, Ray, and if talking to Aiko would make you happy, it would make me happy too. Oh, Daddy. Ray's eyes light up. I'd love that. I'd love it more than anything. Aww. And she rests her head against her father's shoulder. Kazuki looks down at her, blinking. He's her father, but Kazuki has never seen her smile like that before. Is this all thanks to Aiko? Perhaps it's time for him to reevaluate his opinion on that robot. But even if she is a robot, like Yuuichirou said, she isn't that dissimilar from his own daughter. They're both ordinary girls who just so happen to be idols. Maybe that's why, when Ray says, I would love to be Aiko's friend, Kazuki thinks he can accept it. He has to. This is Ray's life. He can't interfere anymore. If Rei is to grow stronger, he has to start letting her make her own decisions. That's just part of being a father. Cute. Let me see the endings. So there's 8 bad ends total from the looks of it, and I only got one of them. But it doesn't seem like the overall story changes that much based on your decisions. I could be wrong, but yeah. I think we're gonna go ahead and end this series here. I already gave my thoughts on it. Yeah, be sure to check this out. It's on itch.io, and let me see if it's on Steam, actually. Let me just, Oh, it sure is! It is $11 on Steam. I don't know how much it is on itch. Probably the same. Yeah, check it out. And I will see you guys for our next game. I think a lot of you are going to be really excited with the next one. I'll see you then.